Hey guys, welcome back. I am coming on to do a layout to play along with Scrapbooking Coach kits at home kits. And this is the Gothic Kitchen Kit. It is full of all of these like spooky Halloween things, as well as a couple kitchen elements such as these mason jars. Now this totally works for this photo I have. Let me explain the photo. So I was at the Magnolia Plantation a week ago, and this is just part of the grounds. And then that is in South Carolina, Iquique. All over the grounds with the, all over the gardens, there were all kinds of pumpkin displays. And one of the fun things, you can't see it in this one, but to work with me, they had tons of like these hot pink painted pumpkins as well. It was all part of this thing. You guys will see that on my channel as we go along. Anywho, so here I am standing amongst one of these gorgeous pumpkin displays. And there was clearly, this is a historical plantation. For good and bad, I know all of that. We can get into a whole talk about that stuff, which I don't feel like doing. Anywho, we're gonna go ahead and mat this with just a scrap of white cardstock so the photo will pop. Great. This paper, by the way, it's so stunning. We have got a little bit of gingham. We've got some mason jars, which reminds me of, you know, the plantation with the old time vibe of it, drippy moss, the whole thing. And then we've got this pink washed wood slats, which reminded me of the pink painted pumpkins everywhere. The back side of this is a fab gingham. So I have that picture of me, great. Photo credit to the hubs. Now, yesterday when I got a little pooped out from scrapbooking, I did go ahead and fussy cut out some of the elements that we have from this collection. Guys, I should tell you this too. I have a PDF of some of the very brand new, gorgeous, amazing sketchbook. So this one, guys, I was looking at it. I have one photo, great. What I see here is we have a patterned paper background. We've got multiple mats and all kinds of stuff down below. And I'm like, yes, I want to layer the things. So will my layout look just like that? Oh, heck no. Will I love it? Yep. So I've got my great pumpkins, totally wanted them. And I also want to bring in even more canning jars. So I might trim off this pumpkin here and tuck some of it. Ooh, guys, you know what? I've got brand new scissors that came today from scrapbook.com. I know, totally not that kind of a video, but I want to try them out. I'm going to wreck the box. Yep, just wreck the box. They're easy grip scissors, and that's my favorite type of scissors. And I always like to try new ones out. Okay. Ooh, how fancy. Okay. Totally way more information than we needed. Now I will make this side the side that is shown. Boop. They're nice and sharp, but they should be. I could even go like that. Totally doesn't matter. And this part can get tucked. So, you know, that wonky side, it's not a big deal. All right, so that's gorgeous. Then I also, gotta do this gray pumpkin too, because that is stunning. Gorgeous. I did also fussy cut out some of these gorgeous, gorgeous florals. And I think, do I want them here as opposed to over there? Maybe. I'm going to be here. My body's kind of facing this way. I can go like this, but it's coming too far into this pretty, pretty pumpkin-y heaviness here. So if I have heaviness here, that would work. Or this isn't as heavy. Ooh. All right, we've got a winner. So I can use that other floral piece for another layout. We obviously have these orchidy tones mimicked down here as well as the gray with the pumpkin. This will get matted a bazillion times as we had seen in that great sketch. I definitely want to do, oh, these little bats are everywhere. Definitely want to do some of the vellum and any other pieces that I already have used too. So like this one right here, it's a piece of this. I can use a little bit more of that pink to mat. So I am going to stack it up with pieces I have already used. I want to also, because I love doing that, I want to pop all of these elements up so I can have some really nice texture, dimension, all of the things. I can bring in my cute little photo corners, which will help show off these very vivid pumpkins and gourds. That is perfect. Now, I also have this type of mason jar. I have mason jars down here, and they are going to show, don't be like, oh my God, you're not even showing them. They're parts of the layering. Get over it. I think I'm gonna run a white stitch of thread right here for a little bit of extra something. So if I do that, I'm gonna run a little bit in these corners as well, mimicking photo corners. I think that would look fab, to have a little bit of extra little Okay, I've got a lot of homework. Now, I can do my title with my stamps, and I'll just do Magnolia Plantation. That'll be great. Perfect, fine. I'm wondering if I want to do any of these little bits. The cobwebs are funny, although I'm not trying to make this as spooky, but they're funny because of all the drippy hanging moss. What I'm thinking, though, is to go ahead and mimic the mason jar, a couple more of them in the background. I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to see if I can find some smooth white cardstock to do that. Guys, there's so many things I always want to do with these kids. It's like, wait, I can do this and this and this. And I get a little overly excited, I know. All right, so let's see what we have, because I want to do an embossing powder. I have a really nice sparkly gold. Ooh, you know what I'm going to do? For the drama, I have a really nice sparkly black, and it's called actually Black Sparkle. Is this like the same thing? Look, I have a black sparkle here, and I have a black sparkle in Stickles. So I'm going to do it with this black sparkle embossing powder. I think that'll super show. And I'm going to see if I can do my title in that as well. Phew. I have a lot of homework to do, so I'm going to get to it, and I'll meet you right back here, y'all. So I have all those things done that we talked about. I have a nice little sewing stitch here. How is that so bright right there? Let me go like that. So I did give myself a nice sewing stitch here and popped up this whole floral cluster, right? Then these pieces down here, my title is not tacked down yet. I have to work on that little plan still. But all of these pieces are glued down, a little bit of dimensional adhesive, on some of the layers to make some interest. I did go ahead and mat up my photo a bunch of times. Love, love, love this vellum. I did not do it on the wonk like we saw in this sketch. However, I don't know. I rarely do things on the wonk. Only like every once in a while I'll have, a photo this way, whatever. It'll be fine. But what I wanted to do before I fully tack this down is I wanted to take a look at our stencil. And I was going to do like maybe some tone on tone, maybe a little bit of a light orange kind of arrows all going in towards the photo. So I like this little frond coming in that corner because it reminds me of all that Spanish moss that we talked about. So I'm going to work around that by trying to get a little bit of this in. Why don't I start out just a little tiny bit? Hold on, I'm trying to get a piece of scrap paper. Not that it's scrap, but I was going to just get a little bit of, what color do we have going to start? Kitsch Flamingo. I thought I'd start off a lot more on a tone on tone, yes. And pop this right here just to see where we stand. Do we need it darker or not? That kind of thing. Nope. I think that is just about perfect for the kind of tone I was looking for. So I'm going to do some of that on here. Now I might go over some of it again with, we're going to see dried marigold or wild honey. Wild honey packaging looks a lot more like our pumpkin color though. So who knows? Might be fab. We shall see as we go. So let's see. I'm trying to get in here. This is why Anna goes ahead and she goes ahead and cuts hers apart so she doesn't have all of these funny issues I'm having right now. Now, I do know that a lot of that will get covered, and that is fine by me. I just want something in the background because, you know, it's patterned, but, you know, if it's a little patterned, don't we want it to be more patterned? I would think so. So same thing, I'm going to do 3 little arrows into the photo, maybe pop a little orange. Now, the other thing I want to do, you know how we have like this nice orange down here? I'm going to do a little bit of work with, let me try, see what the wild honey looks like. I wanted to grab kind of a smaller shader and maybe just add a little bit of that orange look into some of the pink. And the reason why is it will bring some of that color up. I mean, the artwork is stunning and gorgeous and all of that, but your girl's trying to be a little bit cohesive here. So, and this is one of those ways that you can do it without it, you know, going, oh my gosh, I have to add X, Y, and Z behind it, you know, all kinds of paper and stuff like that. And also, if you've already started like I have, this is one of those nice little ways to get it in there. So let me bring it up to the camera a little bit and maybe you'll see what I mean just a little bit more. See, by just adding a little bit of the orangey ink into the artwork, it makes it that much more cohesive. Anywho, I'm going to do a little bit more of the stencil work. I want a little bit more of the inky work on this dark purpley pink floral here. And this is the ink color that I needed to use. I wasn't quite sure, but it sure is picking up the tones down below here. So I think that's fab. Now, I will also put some photo corners on the top 2 corners of my photo. The bottom ones may be too hidden. So if they do remain that hidden, I will, I'm not going to waste my photo corners if we're not going to see them. Okay, we have that. The other thing I wanted to show you is I was going to do a little bit of orange and a little bit of pink around my cute little letters, just so they're not so clean on the edges. So that way, when I go ahead and put them down, see, just a little something, something, something. When I put them down, they look a little bit more in tune with all that. So I will do that. I'm going to pop up all my letters. And guys, we may be done at that point. Maybe a few splatty bits. We'll see. But I'll be right back. Super quickly, guys, I went ahead and I wanted to change the color a bit of, see the big color change of my photo corners. And I just used a tiny bit of ink on them and it totally works beautifully. So if you want to change your existing photo corners, just go for it. You have plenty of them. If you don't like the look, move on. You know what I'm saying? But it is coming together very, very nicely. I like my little inky work. It's bringing your eye right into my photo. So guys, I pretty much have this done. I'm going to make some little Nuvo enamel dots, but here is what we have going on. I think this was so fun to put together. The stacking of all the pumpkins with the mason jars worked perfectly. Love a little tiny bit of the stitching that we have going here. Gives it a nice little bit of fabric-y something something. So I am going to just do a few enamel dots. I'm going to go ahead and put still shots to follow. There are links down below where you can get your hands on these kits, on the sketchbooks, all of that good kind of stuff, guys. And I'm going to see you guys ever so soon with another video. Thanks so much for sticking with me. Bye, guys.